All right. Well, the way it looks on here, I'm going to be just sharing some information for right now. We may have some more people to come in and join us here in a moment. But what I wanted to do was just come to you guys, just kind of talk through just some group leadership things and just kind of give you some information that's out here that we have coming up with some of our stuff that's happening here at New Vision, especially for our groups. And we don't want you to miss out on it by any kind of means. And so I first of all, I want to just talk with you and share with you about just kind of thinking through your group and thinking through who some of the people are in your group. Rob Gronkowski, who was tight end for the Patriots, he recently retired from football, and he made this statement. He said, "I just got tired of playing football." And guys, I know sometimes that we could feel like that. There could be some burnout that sometimes it comes along, and sometimes we just kind of look at our groups. We say, "Man, am I really making an impact for the gospel here within our group?" And so I think sometimes what we got to do is we got to think through where our group is with the people that are in there, and where are we leading them? Where are we going to with our group? And so I just want to kind of talk through just maybe some levels where your group may be at that you can kind of start to challenge one another and say, "Hey, we want to go to this next level." And first thing I want you to think about is your group at a learning place? I think about Ephesians 2:8-9, whereas by grace you have been saved through faith. And so by that, sometimes our groups may be at the place of where we're just at this place of where we have a lot of people that maybe they just came to know Christ, maybe they're spiritual babes in Christ, whatever that is. And so they are in that where they're thinking through about the basics of following Christ. They're thinking through a lot of just the simple things of what they are. And so a lot of times what will happen is in our group, the way this will look is that they'll make this statement like this: "I'm going to watch and you're going to do." And so that's the way sometimes a group can feel like that people are just there watching us do everything, and we're the only ones that are doing anything in the group. And so our group is at that learning stage. The next step with a group, though, can be that we want to get them to this place of where they're starting to lead as people within the group. And so what does that look like? Well, the way that looks is that they're going to start to say, "Well, I'm going to watch, but I'm also going to do." And that is great, right? Because they're starting to participate. They're starting to get in. They're starting to be involved. But the third level is where we really want to start to go to in our groups, and that's multiplying, where you as a leader, you know what you're told by your group, you watch, and we are going to do. That is exciting. That's the level that we want to go to with our groups, where people are participating, they're involved, they're growing in their groups in their way that they are involved, and they are the ones that are doing the ministry, not just maybe in our groups, but also beyond our groups, beyond the room. Because you think about, if your group is at a learning level, that basic level, Ephesians 2:8-9, right? They've just experienced that, then you're going to experience burnout as a leader. If you're the only one that's doing anything in the group, and you're the only one that's doing, and everybody just seems to come and just watch and listen, and that's it, then you're going to experience burnout as a leader. But if you could take your group to that next level of leading, well, then you're going to see it's going to be great for them in a group, right? They're learning what it is to lead within the group. They're learning what it is to grow and experience that. But the best results is whenever they're multiplying. They're multiplying. So what does that look like then? For us to move from a learning to a leading, right? If I'm at this basic level, Ephesians 2:8-9, but I want to get to an Ephesians 2:10 type of group, right? Creating the workmanship of Christ. If I want people to start to understand that, what's that going to take? Well, what's going to take is they start to discover their spiritual gifts. They start to understand that. It's great. We've got, I know, Brother Bill, you're here with us, and I'm so excited that you're here on here. And I know we're just seeing different people that are coming in, and they're growing in their spiritual gifts. They're at least experiencing it. They're going and taking the tests that we have online. I think that's a great thing for groups to do, is just to come on and to take that spiritual gifting as a group, and it's something that they can talk about. I know you probably didn't expect to do this, but Brother Bill, what's been maybe some things that you have heard, you have seen from people just taking the spiritual gifts? That's the impact that can be made in that. You might have to unmute your microphone real quick. Maybe he's listening in, Brother Bill. Maybe not. That's all right. But still, the great thing that can happen is you can go online to our serve page, newvisionlife.com/serve, and we have a spiritual gift inventory that people can take. Now, I know we could take 1,000,000 inventories, but those are great things just to start the process, get the ball rolling for people to discover who Christ has made them to be and the impact that it can be used in that way. So then how do we move from a leading group to a multiplying group, right? Because that's where we want to get to. That's going to be the best results. How do we lead from a leading group to a multiplying group? And the way that's going to happen is whenever people begin to use their spiritual gifts. It's not just that they're discovering them, but they begin to use them and grow in those gifts. So if it's my gift is in administration, then I'm going to find a way, maybe within my group or within the church, to start to use that gift, maybe within the group or really outside of the group, that I'm starting to do that. That's going to make a huge impact for the kingdom of the Lord. And then I think through, maybe my group is teaching. So I'm going to teach, yes, within the group. I'm going to help out in that way, but then I want to take that gift and start to use it in other places outside of that could be used. And that's going to lead to, eventually, we're going to have missional groups. We're going to have people that are being on mission for the glory of the Lord, which means we're going to start groups. We're going to see groups that are going to grow. People are going to be out in their communities, just starting groups and just unleashed all for the glory of God. So that's really where we want to start to just think about our groups. If we're at this one level, which is great, it's fine to be there. And that may be a season that you're in. But start to think through, how can I go to this next step where I'm starting to see leaders that are going to grow. I'm starting to get people that are involved. Well, they got to discover how God's using them. They got to discover where the Lord's leading them in that way. And then I've got to give them a place for them to use it. I can't hold on to everything. I got to start to let them use it, and eventually they're going to start to multiply as leaders within the group. So that's just some simple leadership stuff. And you think about it, you could use that within your corporate setting. You have people in your jobs every single day that they're maybe at a learning level. They're right there at that very base level, and you want to start to take them to that next step. And the way that you are going to start to take them to that next step is whenever they come in and they're not just learning, but they start to understand about leading. They understand how they're gifted, their talents, their competencies, all those things. You start developing them into that place where eventually they start to own different roles, different tasks. And that's just basic leadership principles that we have. And so the same things apply within the church. And you look back how Christ himself, the things that he did, there were times whenever he took this ragtag group of rough guys, outsiders, and he took them from this place of where they were learning, right, to this place of where they started to understand how they were created in Christ for good works, in that Ephesians 2:10, to where eventually they were the ones that they were equipping. And Christ had equipped them. Hey, you go, you live out the Great Commission, you go and follow me in this way and show Christ in this way. Eventually, they were the ones, and that's the call that we have. We are called to equip the saints for the good work. So that's what we want to be a part of within our groups. I understand there could be struggles about it. Nobody's saying you got to go from learning to multiplying in 1 week. But you slowly start to take your group to these next levels. You slowly start to think through these things. Then you're going to start to see your group grow, not just in leadership, but you're going to start to see them grow in other areas. And sometimes you got to let them go. You got to let them go so that they can go and multiply as leaders within our groups. And because we want to constantly start new groups. That's what we want to be about here at New Vision. Now, let me just kind of see, anybody, if you got any questions, please shoot them in. You got anything that you want to ask, please just, holler at me, right now in this time. I'll be glad to just, take that before I get into some housekeeping things. So, Jim, Bill, I know that you both are on here, and I'll probably get some other questions by email, but, you guys have anything that you want to ask? You might have to unmute your mic or anything. No? All right, great, great, great. Well, let me just give you just a few quick housekeeping items just to remember. First and foremost, guys, don't forget we have coming up, we have Fall Fest. It's going to be October the 31st, and it's going to be right here at our church on that Thursday night. It's Thursday night from 4 to 6. But guys, one of the ways that you can be involved is that you can have a trunk here. We need some help passing out candy. We're expecting there to be just as a great group of people just to come and just have some fellowship on that night. And so if you can do that, please let us know. Let Kathy or Dixie or Brad or David know here at the church, and we will be glad to get you a spot set up for that night. You may even be able to just donate some candy. That's going to be a huge help to us on that night to just have an abundance of candy that we're passing out. The other thing, too, is I know that Thanksgiving holidays are coming up, Christmas holidays are coming up, and we want to celebrate those. But I just want to say as well, this is a great time for your group to find some mission opportunities for you to serve in. We've got some great Thanksgiving opportunities, and we've got local missions. You don't have to go around the world. Bob has done a great job of having some local ministry partnerships that are coming on. And so it's something that we want you as a group to find at least one place that you guys can join in and start to serve. And so reach out to Judy Hubanks here. Let us know if you're interested in that, and we will get you connected. Of course, we've got Operation Bless a Child that's coming up as well. You don't want to miss out on these great opportunities, great ways for your group to get involved in serving, because that's so key to not just come in and sit and sulk. We want to get you out and going and serving in that way. Of course, I always want to say, please continue to turn in your attendance, guys. It's so important for us to just keep track. We want to know what's happening in your groups. And I'll say this. We have some different ways that sometimes we go and we check and see about how somebody is maybe involved in a group. I take an example right now. We have our deacon nominations that are going on. It's so important if you have some people that you want to nominate as deacons, and I know those have closed for right now, but I'm just saying, one of the things that we go and do is we check and make sure that the guys are in groups. Well, if your group isn't taking attendance, how are we going to know if that person is being faithful in group? Yes, we want to take them on their word, but please do turn in your attendance, even your did not meets. It's so important for that. And let me just say this. I know sometimes we can get slack around different holidays or different things as far as just different ways in which sometimes there can be a lot of things going on, and we think, what, is it even worth my time for us to get together as a group? Let me say this. Sometimes the Lord may bring just even one couple to your group, or he may just bring that one person to your group. That is so valuable for you to just even meet with just that one couple, because they may have something that they really need to talk about in that time. So I just want to encourage you, don't miss out on those moments, maybe where it may just be one or something like that, and think, well, we're just going to cancel for the night. I know sometimes it can feel like a headache, but the reality is that may be that one time that couple really just needs to share about what's happening in their life, and just may be a time for just even greater growth and intimacy to occur with that. So I just want to encourage you on that. Don't forget about taking attendance, and keep on meeting on a regular basis. Of course, the last thing, guys, we're going to have just a great Christmas celebration coming up. We're making some plans now. We're going to have fun. And with our Christmas celebration, it's something that we're doing. We saw this in the spring, and it was such a great response, but something we want you to plan on doing for that evening. Whenever we have our Christmas celebration, and we're looking at right now, December the 8th, having it on that night. If there is somebody that you think could start a group, okay, we want you to bring them with you to Christmas celebration. We think it's going to be a fun time. We want them to be exposed and just hear of just what it is to be a part of just leading groups, and just what it is to be a part of how easy it is to just start and just get people connected here. So don't miss out on those opportunities we have coming up. Before we go any further, just want to say, hey, thank you guys for everything you do. If you have any kind of questions, please shoot them to me. Tony, I see you came on here, man. Thank you so much for doing that. But if you got any questions, I'm going to give it just a minute. I mean, if you got something you need to ask, please do. And but if not, you know what? Thank you guys. This is recorded, and we'll have it up online for everybody so you can watch it. But outside of that, thank you guys. Okay. Anybody got any questions or anything? You guys okay? Tell you might have to unmute your microphone. Unmute your mic on your computer. You getting there? You may even be on your screen. There you go.
So if you could do the Zoom meetings later.
Yeah. I gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna find one that I can do sometime around 5 o'clock or so. I probably catch some people even driving home that they would turn it on. So
Right.
I'm gonna definitely find a way to do that. But thank you for coming in and joining in. So I appreciate that. But,
Well, I have another question. I have a couple in our group that her sister is in New York. She was visiting. She is not a Christian, but she came to our small group meeting.
mm-hmm.
She enjoyed it. We gave her a Bible and all the above. And last night we had our meeting. She actually joined us via telephone.
Cool.
What is another means that we could have her join our group? I mean, kind of like Skype or something to that extent, or is there an easier process for that?
Skype, is one. I like Google Hangouts. Of course, I mean, we're here on Zoom. I mean, Zoom has some limited free capabilities, but the majority, Google Hangouts is the one that's free. That or FaceTime. She has an iPhone and she can FaceTime in. That's a great way to just keep her connected in that. So the one things I like about that is that it does allow that interaction back and forth. So it's not just a one way, hey, here's what we're doing kind of thing. But I encourage Google Hangouts. I think there's even now Google has what's called Duo, and it's more of like a video calling as well. So just something maybe to think about. And even in like Facebook Live, that has some limited. That's more one way interaction. And so she might have to type in, but there may be some Facebook, kind of video calling options that are there that she could use.
Yeah, we don't do Facebook around here.
Gotcha. Well, Google probably is going to be your best option then, like a Google Hangouts. And, that's if she has the Gmail account, she can just log right in. And it may even be something there she doesn't have to have it. You just invite her to it each week, and she'd be able to join in on the group each time. But that's a great thought. That's awesome to hear that. So cool. Good. Well, good. Well, once again, appreciate you guys. And Tony, I know you're cheering on the Preds, man. It's back up and going, right?
Next Thursday.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, that's awesome. Well, listen, I appreciate y'all, and we'll be talking to you soon. And if you need to catch up with other stuff, you can watch this on YouTube. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.